Is it lagging? I wonder.
No, you look like you're okay.
I'm stressed, bro.
Okay, wait, let me sit properly. Okay, tell me, like, do I look
You
cute?
look mad cute, bro.
I feel like I'm seeing in my screen that just doesn't look
Just sit
right.
straight. No, why are you doing this like uncle
I look like
lean?
I'm like dying.
Yeah, because you're sitting like
Yeah,
this. Like,
exactly.
just sit up straight.
That's because my chair is an uncle chair. Yeah, okay, I think I'm ready. Hey, hey, you.
Go ahead, introduce.
Hi guys, welcome to our podcast. Did I ask for this podcast? Okay, I'm kidding. It's called Did I Ask? And we've gone through a lot of technical difficulties, but we're here now. Then that's what
Exactly,
matters.
exactly. So, for this episode, we are going to be answering one big question by talking through smaller questions. I know, science, right? So, our big question for this episode is going to be, did you peak in high school? We've been trying to start this episode, the recording, for 2 hours now, so let's fucking do it.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real. Oh my God. Just little backstory, guys. We actually did a whole episode prior to this, and we realized we fucked up because we don't know how to shoot a
Yeah.
podcast, and then we're redoing this whole thing.
Let me just tell you, we both were in science, in CBSE science stream, and we decided to record the episodes in portrait for YouTube.
Even today, we started our like recording like 2 hours ago or something, and we've just been going through it. We've dealt with all five stages of grief, but now we're
Real.
here.
Okay, do you want to start with your first question?
Okay, so did you peak in high school? Yes, I would like to
Okay,
start
go ahead.
actually. Hold on, I'm using my other phone to look at my questions, guys.
Other phone, sus as fuck, red flag.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this is actually a perfect first
Okay.
question. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a long
Okay.
one. But I just want to know, like, when we say peak, what does peak mean to you? Like, is it the same as a glow up?
No, no, no. So we both went to IHS, Indian
Mhm.
High School, right? And I feel like peaking in IHS is so different than peaking anywhere else in any other
In
school
life.
in life in anything, right? Because I feel like peaking in IHS meant getting the best grades.
Okay.
So I don't want us to define it like that because that's lame as fuck. And that would mean you peaked in high school, and that's sad. Okay, so what does peak mean to you? You tell me.
No, so I don't think you answered though. What does it mean? Like, so are you saying we're going to base this off of getting like good grades in
No,
IHS
no,
or
no, no,
what?
no. I think it means, were you at your coolest in high school? Were
Okay.
you like the best version of yourself in high school?
For me, I think it has many meanings in it. Like one version is that it could just be a glow up, and like I see that as speaking in one way. I didn't consider the studying aspect because of IHS. Then, like you said, if that was the case, then I was always peaked in it. That was a bad one. But anyway, yeah, I didn't consider studies, but like like whether I had like a social life, whether I don't know, like I got better at like managing my time. Like there were many things. And now as an adult, like peaking is almost like how much money am I making? Am I good at my career? Do I have a career? Like that's the kind of shit that's peaking for me now.
100%. Let me ask you, yeah. So, did you care about being popular in school?
No, not at all.
Do you think you were popular in school?
I think good question. I think in high school I didn't really care to be popular, but I also think I was just a social person. Like I had a lot of
Yeah.
friends and that I was aware of.
Okay.
But I didn't correlate that with popularity because I wasn't like the what do you say like the stereotype popular. Like I wasn't cool, I wasn't attractive like that, like none of that. Like I just had a lot of friends and I was just like I was just a chill babe in it.
That's actually really true. I don't think you were cool either, but you did have a lot of friends. Like, you've
Yeah.
always been such a social butterfly.
Yeah. So I was just like, it is what it is. Like, I've accepted life.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
What about you? Do you think you were popular?
Oh, no, fuck no. I wasn't popular at all. But I was vibing, bro. I had such a good time in school.
You know, you sound like
No,
such
no,
a
no. I
loser
was
right
such
now.
a loser. Like, all my friends were there, like, from going to the bus to going to class. And plus, we were never bad at school. Like, I feel like I've always been, like, fairly well rounded. Like, I've never been really good at anything, but I would be down to do everything. So, like, whether that was like talents day or like sports or council or anything or like just academics and stuff, always been like above average, and that was more than enough for me, and it was such a good time. So I feel like because I liked it so much, there's just no way I could have been popular in school.
Imagine coming on this podcast and be like, guys, I loved school.
I loved school, bro.
And everyone's like, ooh, what an overachiever.
No,
Like,
no, no.
calm down.
Nothing. I didn't overachieve at anything. I just had such a good time. That's where all your friends were. What, you're gonna just sit at home?
Yeah, no, I agree though. I loved school
Yeah.
too.
And so my mom's a doctor. I always had the option because she would just be like, if I even felt sick or whatever, like a little bit, she'd be like, I'll write you a note, yeah. I would be like, no, I want to go to
Mm.
school.
Oh my days. Okay, I didn't like it that
Go
much,
ahead.
guys. I was a little bit more normal.
Go ahead.
You know, for me, I was more of like a stress ball. So if I had like a test or something, I would be so stressed to miss a test and be like, I can't believe I slacked off.
This woman was so stressed out in school. It was so embarrassing, okay? There would be a test the next day, and it'd be like, okay, there's like half a chapter left that she's like not touched because it's late and she went to school, she went to tuition, she has to go to sleep. She'll wake up at 3 a.m., middle of the night, panicking to finish that half a chapter. That's who she was.
Yeah, I did do that. I was very, so for me, it was like when it came to work, I had to get my work done. Like I was super responsible in that aspect. But when it came to like chilling and fucking around, I was also down to
Shut
do
the
that in it. Like,
fuck up.
but I was hella
Who are
principled,
you
by the way.
lying to? Who are you lying to? She was never down to chill. She was down to chill if we were in tuition studying and we were just talking in between the teacher lecturing.
No, that's what I'm coming to. I was hella principled. So I had times where I was like, right now it's okay to chill because I've already finished my work. And then I was like, fuck it, let's skip tuition. We'll like go get like KFC or whatever. It doesn't matter. But when there were days where I was like, fuck, I actually don't know what's going on in this subject or in this chapter. Like I need to attend class. I will
No,
attend
she
class.
was, first of all, you needed to attend every single class. You were so irritating.
What are you saying? We bunked so many classes together, bro. But yeah, I also not did not let you guys bunk many other classes. I agree.
So we're going to physics tuition, okay?
Yeah, oh my god, the story comes out every fucking time,
it
bro.
just it
Okay, go
just
on then.
defines you as the person you were then, okay? You're very different now. You're much anyway, you're okay. So we're going to physics tuition, right? So it's me, her, and one of our other friends, Prerna. Now we're like, bro, this is some revision bullshit we're doing. Let's fucking bunk tuition, right? Let's just chill somewhere. Let's just do something else. Not a big deal anyway. Shweg starts screaming as though we're trying to fucking kidnap her, as though we're like assaulting her. We're like half on the street, half not, and we're like dragging her back. She's trying to drag us into tuition, screaming, "Y'all are immoral. Y'all are immoral."
Okay, in my defense, guys. So basically, what had happened was that was a class that I decided I had to go for. Okay. And I think at that point, we were already like halfway late to the class, right? So it didn't really make sense whether we missed it or not. We'd already missed the first half anyway. And then, but I had made up my mind. This is where the principal comes back in. I had made up my mind I'm going to class. And then, yeah, we had this whole back and forth. I call them immoral. I don't know why. And then yeah, long story short, they came to class with me.
And we went to class like it's like a 2 hour tuition class or whatever, right? We were there like over an hour later. So now we looked like idiots in the class, coming
Yeah,
so
we look so bad.
late. Oh my god, it was so not worth it. I mean, I low key blame IHS honestly because they really made it feel like if you didn't do well at
Yeah,
academics, there was just no future for you. Like you were just a loser. So
I was actually coming to that because you were saying like school was so fun. And it was fun 100%, but I feel like I only realized how stressful it actually was when I left high school and I joined
Uni, yeah, I
university.
completely agree. I feel like 11th and 12th grade, you literally could not give me anything that would make me relive those 2 years. Like the amount of anxiety that induced
Facts.
those exams, like it was only a good time because we all had each other, but other than that, it was the most stressful 2 years of my life.
100%.
Okay. So this is kind of an open-ended question, but it just really talks to our specific high school experience, it being IHS, right? So how do you feel about, like, we had uniforms. It was not co-ed. There were just all these like rules that kind of made sure that you had no individuality in high school. Like how do you feel about that?
I mean, back then I hated it, of course. Like being in high school, I always thought it was bullshit. Even now, like to some extent, I think it's still bullshit. It was way deeper than it had
Yeah.
to be. Like there were way bigger problems, way bigger fish to fry. And like the main thing that we were concerned about is, oh my God, like are you like, is your hair
Yeah.
tied up? Is it with a fucking maroon hairband? Like who the fuck cares if I tied my hair with a black one?
You ever
Like
have that thing where like someone would come with a ruler and check if your ponytail was more than 6 inches because you had to fucking
six
braid?
exactly. Like that was so
Yeah, that
uncalled
was so
for.
lame.
Yeah, shit like that was just unnecessary as fuck.
Okay, so we had morning assembly, right? And like right after assembly was when they would do like the hair, nails, uniform check. This one chick in my class who basically had like colored hair and she had like streaks, okay? Because they were about to do the check right after the assembly, this woman pulls out a permanent marker from her bag and starts coloring in her streaks. Like that's the extent it would go to just to make sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy.
We also had this other thing where it would be these surprise checks where like student council would go around different classrooms and like go through everybody's bags.
Yeah.
My friend, she was in the student council at the time. She went to some class to like check and they found a keychain which is still in its packaging in one of the girls' bags. And like they had to confiscate it, like we'll take it to the supervisor. So they took the stuff, the contraband, to the supervisor. And she was like, so the girl tried to explain like, hey, I got this as a gift for my friend, like it's still in its packaging, like I was going to give this to one of my friends in another class and stuff. And the supervisor refused to believe her. She's like, no, I'm sure you got this for a guy. We're not letting you give gifts to guys. We're taking it away from you, fuck you.
That's
And it was just a
crazy.
keychain,
That's
bro.
insane.
It was just a fucking
That's,
keychain. Even if I gave a keychain to a guy, what's the big deal,
yeah.
bro?
And that's also true. That's very valid. I remember I used to hide my phone in one specific place that was like so easy, like such a baller. So you know how like we had ties, right? Oh wait, did we all have ties or was it
Yeah.
just council? Everyone had it. So you could just hide it in the fold of your tie basically, like just inside your
Oh
tie.
yeah. Oh, that's smart as hell. Oh my days,
And at
that's
that
so
time, like
smart.
phones were so fucking tiny, like they weren't even smartphones. Oh my god, it was so old.
See, first of all, I was such a good girl. I didn't do none of this. If phones weren't allowed, phones were not brought from me. By me, sorry.
Anyway,
But yeah,
you're just so uncool.
I really was. I was so uncool.
But it was just so funny, like how extra they were about like such small shit. Especially the whole don't ever talk to a boy, don't even look at a boy thing was,
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
it
really uncalled for.
reinforced such bad behavior with that. Like in the sense because they made it
Yeah.
obviously, I don't know, illegal. Yeah, like
Taboo.
so haram. Everyone just wanted to touch a boy, bro. Like it was
Yo, that's wild.
just the fact that they made it seem so haram, like the whole, being around or being friends with the boy, it made everyone a bit like crazy. I just feel like, how do I say this? I think if we were comfortable being around boys and like having guy friends and doing all that and already having that social etiquette and everything with boys and understanding those relationships, then it wouldn't have been so necessary to be in a relationship all the time or be talking to a boy all the time or be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you didn't seek that extra, I don't know, attention
Correct.
from them or something.
Correct. Yeah. It's just not real life. Any kind of feelings that you had, like any curiosities, any of that was just so not okay, and it was just so
Yeah.
normal. Like, we're all in high school, we're all teenagers, and like these things are just should have just been more normal. And that was in every space. It wasn't even just in school, let's be real. Like, that was in tuition, like that was with every adult that you interacted with. Just was not okay with that. Got so shamed for it when we didn't have to.
Yeah, I agree. I think if it had been more normalized, then people doing shameful things would itself have reduced. Like,
Exactly, exactly. Like, it only made us
yeah,
better liars, and that's the problem. Because, for example, like
yeah.
one of our friends, I won't say her name, one of our friends, yeah, she was dating this one guy in high school, like in tuition, right? And like the tuition teacher basically realized that these two were dating, told her dad, and now, like, again, now the tuition teacher's like gonna be singling her out, like had this very bad impression of her. On top of that, now her parents are also like, oh, you're not studying, you're doing dumb shit like this. It got to the point where literally her dad would come to one tuition, pick us all up as a friend group, and drop us off to the other tuition that was literally a 10-minute walk away, because they all thought this was just so haram. And it's like 12th grade,
Yeah.
bro. Even that same tuition teacher would make us split up. Like, after the tuition, he would be like, boys have to use the stairs and girls have to use the elevator. And then his wife would come downstairs and watch us walk away. Like, like, are you going to follow us home, auntie? Like, what's the goal here? Like, we're gonna meet up right around the corner.
Yeah, it doesn't really
No, it doesn't
matter.
make any sense. Yeah, so I feel like the rules were really extra, but also it just made us really good liars.
People just found creative ways to do whatever they wanted to
Exactly.
do anyway in it. Like, at that point, like, you have to learn from experience. Like, you're not going to listen to your mom or your
Yeah.
teacher. Okay, should we
Yeah,
move to
go
my
for
next
it.
question? Okay. Do you think in life, like, a person can peak more than once?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Okay, maybe high school was of one peak, but then can you peak beyond that?
Oh, I always saw it as like you only peak once, but
Okay.
I think you can actually. Because when I think about it, yeah, like I definitely have had like multiple peaks in my life. So I actually do agree with that. And if we are defining it that way, that you can peak more than once, then I would say that I peaked in high school a little bit.
Okay.
Like phases of your life where you're the happiest, you like the happiest version of you, right? Like you're having a great time. Then I would say high school was one of those, even though we're also having the worst times of our life. Like, it's really hard to separate the two.
Oh, wait, sorry. We had another question. You were asking.
That was just like a side question that I was thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, like, how long are we shooting for? 1.5 hours?
Yeah.
Should we shoot till
Yeah.
2? My time too. So that means in half an hour.
Can you not do the
Okay,
math?
maybe we.
Like, just ask your question, bro.
This is the IHSP
She's like,
coming
huh?
up, guys.
When we were prepping for this podcast, she was like, okay, 8 minutes per question. I was like, bro, how are we going to do that? Just say your piece, bro. Ask your question. I
Okay,
cannot
then
compute.
you go for your next question.
So, who do you think you were in your friend groups? Like, what role did you play? And do you think that role
Oh,
kind of followed you into adulthood?
good question. I like this question. Okay, in high school, I think I play the role of like the responsible, I don't think I was the mom because we had another friend who was the mom. Um, but I think like me at least, like I played the role of like just the responsible, like, yeah, responsible babe. That's it. I wasn't the mom. I can't say I was the
Yeah.
mom because I needed to be taken care of. Sanj was my mom. But like in general, I was just the responsible one. I was the good girl. I was like always followed the rules, did everything by the book type of bitch. Um, did I carry that into adulthood? To some extent, yes. Like there are still a lot of things that I just like to just do by the rules, man. I don't want to have the headache of being caught by the cops or something, man. Like, please. But otherwise, like, I did change a lot in uni and like, I did become a real different person.
Yeah.
Like, so I was actually going to say, I think I peaked more in university than I did in high school. I switched up,
Yeah, you
bro.
were such a Jesus girl in high school, and then in uni, I was like, who are you, bro? Like, I'm meeting a whole new
Yeah.
person.
I don't know what happened. I was just like, you know what? Like, why am I living my life like this? Like, I want to have fun too. And I just started
Yeah,
wilding
you
in it.
really did.
I feel like to somebody who doesn't, who wouldn't know me, that would probably come off so wrong. I really wasn't doing anything
No, she
that
was
bad.
so annoying, okay? Because in school, she used to shame me so much. You know the teachers and parents and everyone I'm talking about that shamed you? Shweg was literally part of that crew. Okay, like, I might cut this out honestly, but I'm just gonna tell it.
Yes,
So
okay.
I remember the first time I went to third base with someone. So I call her, okay, because obviously this is a significant moment for
Remember
me in
this?
my life, right? And I'm
I
like
remember this.
shaking. I'm like shaking. I'm like, oh my god, I have to tell her. I'm so stressed out, and she's gonna react so badly. And so I like call her on the phone on landline because that was the only thing we had. And I tell her, okay, and there's just silence on the other end for like a
I
few
remember this.
minutes. There's just silence. And I can tell she's just thinking about what to say. I actually forgot what you said, but all I can remember is just your silence for those few minutes. I was like, oh my god, I've disappointed her.
No, even I don't remember what I said, but you're right. Yeah, and then I was just quiet because I was like, I don't want to like yell at her. Like I want to be a supportive friend, but I don't want to support
Oh my
this.
god, the stress. But yeah, so that's why it annoys me
But yeah, I
so
do remember
much
that.
that right after high school, yeah, Shweg goes out wilding. And now she's coming and telling me all the things she's doing, and I'm actually a supportive friend, right? Like, I'm, and so I'm having to hear all this and not, and like just control my anger because I've had to deal with her bullshit for like almost a decade.
But yeah, I do agree. Like I do think I really peaked in that sense only in uni, honestly. Like high school was not it for me. But like I forgot what we were talking about. What was the question?
Wait,
You forgot too,
did
didn't
you
you?
ask? Oh, who are you in your friend group? And did it follow you?
Oh yeah. What about you? You have to answer the same question.
I feel like in our friend group, I feel like a few of us were a little bit problem kids. Like, in the sense, like, we were a little bit hooligans. Like, we were just doing dumb shit and wanted to do dumb shit. And honestly, I have no regrets. That's where all the fun stories come from. But I do not think I am actually. I was just really reckless back then because, frontal lobe had not developed. Now that it has, it's very different. I feel like I can fully see the consequences of my actions. Okay, that's one big one. Secondly, I have standards now, which honestly, like back then, the standards were not that high, if I'm being honest. So I don't know, like my self worth has gone up a lot, and I feel like because of that, I'm just not that careless. Yeah.
Person anymore.
So
Yeah.
I do think a little bit of it is still there. Like, I still do dumb shit, but like not as much. Okay, so should we do
Yeah, the
trends?
trends.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So I did like a deep dive into our Facebook, okay, to see what we were actually like in high school. And that's when I was like, we don't even need to do this episode because I can guarantee we didn't peak in high school after seeing the shit we were doing on Facebook. Because let's be real, like Facebook was, I think, what was peak social media for us in high school. Like, it wasn't,
Yeah.
I think maybe
Yeah.
BBM here, but I mean, that was still kind of like culty, like it wasn't everyone. But WhatsApp doesn't really count. So while I was going through Facebook, I was cringing so hard. Like, in fact, before this episode comes out, I'm going to delete my Facebook just in case. Okay. So the first thing, okay, that I saw was,
Can I
yeah.
say something? Guys, her Facebook name
Okay, I
for the
was going to
longest
bring it
time.
up. Goddamn.
Okay, well,
Okay,
I'm bringing
do
it up
it.
now. In high school, her Facebook handle, like the name, was Sanjana Musicaholic. Can we all have a moment of silence
I just
for
want to defend
this
myself and
creativity?
say that everyone, not everyone, but a lot of losers were doing the whole
I was normal.
aholic thing.
Sanjana Musicaholic was so
It
lame,
was, it
bro.
was.
Oh my days, it
Okay,
was
I
so lame.
changed it.
Dude, we had another friend whose Facebook name was
I
Nagasaki
was
Hiroshima.
literally, I had that on my list. Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and plus, that was an actual tragedy, bro. Like, I can't believe she used it as her Facebook name. But I think it's also because at the time, you could look people up on Facebook, and that's why a lot of people had like these alias type names because they just didn't want their parents
Yeah.
or someone to find them on Facebook. So I think that's why even her name was that, though she could have picked any name.
Yeah, legit.
Anyway, let me continue. So unnecessary. Just
Sorry.
called me out mid sentence. Okay. So I thought this was so funny, okay, because I actually didn't remember that we did it until I saw it so much. So when someone like posted a picture, first of all, sometimes you would tag people in pictures that they weren't in. Okay. That was so
Yeah,
funny.
I
Now
remember
you'll
this.
tag them in the picture, and then the common like courtesy type of thing to do was to go in the comment section and be like, thanks for the tag.
It's just
I
good
was
manners.
like, what were we doing? And I was like tagging you in a picture you weren't in. So why am I thanking you now? What? It was so funny. And I saw this so much. And I was like,
Oh,
oh my God, this was actually a thing. Um,
yeah, it was.
yeah.
Do you remember like some of the cool kids? What they would do is they would fill their whole picture with
Oh,
tags because
yeah.
it's like you
You
had
just
that
had
many
that many
friends.
friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. That was a weird one.
Oh my God, these things are so lame. Like, listen, I am so proud to this day that I did not partake in these kind of things, okay? I just had a clean, I mean, I had probably had ugly pictures on there, but like, I was just being a chill girl, bro.
Another thing that I thought was so funny that we used to do was that we used to use each other's like Facebook walls to like just text each other. So you're just having a conversation out in the open. Like I saw
Yeah.
this one comment from Peeves. It's not even a comment, it's just a post on my wall. It's like, come online right now. If I'm not online, how am I going to see it on my wall? Like what's it? And it was just like full-fledged conversations on your wall. Just
Yeah,
talking about anything and
totally.
everything, which I thought was so interesting. Like what?
Even birthdays, like, it was a big deal at the time. Like, for your birthday, how many wishes
Yeah,
would you
how
get
many
on your
people would
wall? So, I remember at the time also another thing that we did was like, Facebook was literally where everyone made, like, got into relationships. A lot of the kids in our school didn't even know the
That's
people they were
actually true.
texting. They just knew their Facebook profile, and they would be in these online relationships because that, like we were talking about, school didn't let us talk to the boys in
Yeah,
person, so the only way we could like talk to them was
yeah.
online. And so many people just had like online relationships through
That's actually
Facebook and
really
shit.
true. And they would even break up and everything, and you never met this person even once.
Exactly, they've been through a whole
A whole
relationship
2 month relationship.
only
Yeah.
online. Mind you, at that time, I don't think we had like video calling and all of
No,
those things. Like, those weren't real things at that time. So if you had somebody online, all you could do is
literally.
text them. Could be a 50-year-old uncle, bro. Who
Honestly.
knew?
Oh, yeah. Okay, another thing that I thought was like so lame. Oh, which when I tell you, you're gonna be like, the memories that come rushing back.
I'm
Okay,
scared.
LMS for a TBH.
Oh my god, bro! But that was Instagram era, bro. That wasn't
That
really
was not
Facebook.
IG, bro. That was Facebook. It was like my status. IG didn't even have statuses. What are you talking about?
I thought it was like my story.
Nah. This was like, it's,
Oh my god,
yeah,
I
so you
remember
would
this
like
though.
literally just post a status being like my status for a TBH, and anyone who liked
Yeah.
it, you would basically go on their wall and then just give them like a description of like what you really think of them. And it's always like super super like nice stuff. It's always going to be your friends, and you just go and like you pour your heart out.
Or like if you really wanted to know from like a guy if they liked you.
Oh, I never did that. I don't think so.
I didn't do it either, but I think that was also one
Oh, okay. That
motive.
actually makes more sense because it's like, okay, yeah, like I love you, bro. Yeah, we'll all be friends.
Dude, do you remember like the
The
games?
Facebook games?
Yeah, oh
That
my
was
god, I
the
lived off of
shit.
that shit.
Did you ever play that game that was like the fishes in the aquarium? The fish in the aquarium? Do you
I
know what
don't
I'm
know,
talking
bro.
about? You
I
literally just
might
like
have.
have an aquarium.
No,
And what was it called? It was like
I don't remember, but I think I
that
might have
and
played it.
Farmville.
Dude, the pop in game was
Farmer.
Farmville. Do you
Bro, Farmer was
remember?
crazy. You know, Chirag. Okay, so my brother, he was also on Facebook, obviously, like to play the games, right? That's what we all did most of the time. And he would use my account to send himself like a cow every 2 3 days. Or whenever, however often it would allow you to. So he was
Oh
just like
my
using my
god.
account to trade and shit. Like it was crazy. Farmer people were obsessed.
Oh my god. Man was fucking playing the
Yeah, like
game.
people were obsessed with Farmer.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the option to send myself a cow, but if I did, I honestly would have. I was so into the game. I would genuinely log in like every whatever the 24 hours or whatever
Yeah.
the time it took for my plants to grow and make sure my farm was
Bro,
thriving,
you were
bro.
doing it all wrong. Chirag would make like separate accounts, like fake accounts, just to send himself more cows.
That's hella
Yeah,
funny,
so good,
bro.
so good. Yeah, there were like so many games that were really fun on Facebook.
Bro, the other thing I would do, dude, when I had a crush, bro, the way I used to flirt with him on
Like
Facebook,
on
bro, it
Messenger
was
or like
wild.
on his wall.
No matter what
Okay,
on the
what did
wall
you
and
used to
all.
say?
Back in the day, dude, I don't remember what I said, but we used to text, and that's how I fell in love with him.
Ew.
I was like,
That
wow,
is so
Mandem wants me.
gross.
First of all, I used to like genuinely, I don't, when I say flirt, this was probably shit that I said back then, yeah. So, like, my flirt game at that point was probably like, hi. I don't remember what we texted and shit, but like, we used to talk, and I used to genuinely be like in love with him, bro. I was like, fuck, like, this man wants me. He texts me and shit, bro.
You know, we're
Cute
not
boy.
taking this out.
No, we are
I'm not
taking
taking
this
it
out.
out.
I've named names,
I'll
bro.
beep it. Don't.
Fuck you, we're not like putting this in there. No, and you know how I found out that Mandem wasn't
How?
into me? Do you remember that like
Oh, he had a thing for her.
in my building?
I do remember her.
So basically, turns out man had been two timing us the whole time. She didn't even know. I don't even think she knows to this day this happened, yeah. Like one time, basically, she comes over to my place and we're just chilling and she goes like, bro, I have to tell you something. Like there's just something that I've been keeping a secret for the longest time and I just can't keep it in anymore and I can't tell anybody else. Like I want to tell you something. And I was like, oh my days, what? And then she tells me that this guy had like broken up with her or she broke up with him or something. Bro, first of all, mind you, in my head, I thought I'm
You
with
really
him.
thought you were with him, or you just thought you were like you were hitting on each other?
No, bro, I thought I was with him.
Even I could have told you you were not with him.
No, I wasn't delusional. He told me we were together.
Honestly, knowing like I believe that.
Yeah, you know what he did? Like he would come, well, at least with me, he told me he was into me and one of the times he told me that was I think on Facebook only. And he told me he was into me and I was like, "Oh, I'm into you too." And it was like established that we're together. So what he would do is every time we'd go down to play and shit, he would like pick me on his team. He would make sure that I win the game. So I was like, "Damn, bro, my man looking out for me." I was in love.
Such
And then,
children.
so mind you, yeah, dude, we were kids. So
He
at
picked
one
you on my
point,
team is crazy.
basically, yeah, dude, we were just innocent love in it.
Uh,
So what had happened was, at one point, dude, we were so young at that. It was just genuinely like innocent. Yeah, and I was like into him, and I thought like it was established we're together. And I clearly remember at one point, I remember like starting to realize he's like not showing so much interest
yeah.
in me anymore. Okay. So he would like, for example, not pick me on his team anymore. He would still let me win and shit, but it would be like little like on the down low.
Okay. Like he wasn't being so
And I'm like,
apparent about his love for you.
exactly. And I was like, I noticed the change, but I was like, okay, whatever, man, I don't know. And then so cut to like I don't know what's the timeline like, but at some point this girl comes to my place and she's like, I gotta tell you something, bro. And I broke up, and I'm like, what? So mind you, at this point in my head, I'm still thinking I'm his
Yeah.
babes in it, bro. The way I felt my heart break, yeah.
Her first
And then
love.
legit, bro, I was damaged. And then she goes like, yeah, actually I only called it quits. And I'm like, what's going on? And apparently they'd been texting on Facebook and stuff the whole time, like they were in a proper relationship, like established. And he'd like called his girlfriend and stuff. And the reason she broke up was because she wanted him to take her out on dates, and he wouldn't take. I'm like, listen, we're all in sixth grade itself, yeah. Like, what are you talking about? What date all in sixth grade, bro? Crazy or what? And
She's like, at least I'm not this high maintenance.
yeah, I'm like, you lost a gem, bitch. Your fault. All I wanted was win the game, bastard. Anyway,
Anyway,
so then she's basically crying. She's legit like she's crying at this point, and she's like, "Yeah, I broke it off because he wouldn't take me out on dates, and I just had to end it. I couldn't be asked." And then she's like, "Bro, if you go on Facebook, I think at that point there was a feature where you can put like a specific date or something, which means a lot to you, some shit
okay.
like this." And basically, he'd put the date where they first got together or they first like
Like, where would you put this date?
it would show up on your wall or something. It was just one specific date. And he basically put that date, and they had already been broken up at that point. And she was crying to me, going like, "Bro, I know he still likes me because he's put our date there, and like he still texts me and shit." Bro, imagine my state, bro. I'm listening to all this. I'm
You're the other
dying
woman.
internally. He- First of all, that bitch was the other woman for the longest. Okay, I came first. I saw the date.
How do you know that you came first?
Because obviously I had my chats with him as well in it. Like I know when him and I started, and I knew the date when they started. So I was like, clearly you're
Started
second.
what? Hi?
Whatever, like yeah, hi. Bro, I was damaged, bro. And I am there, stood there, full strong face and all. I'm like, yeah, babes, you'll get over it, don't worry and shit. Giving her a pep talk. Actually, it was meant for myself.
Oh my god.
And then, yeah, dude, hectic. It got man played
That's
me.
so
And then yeah,
funny.
that's it. I learned my lesson from Facebook also the hard way.
The OG heartbreak.
And dude, I remember she was so like into it. She was like, "Bro, I haven't slept, I haven't eaten, I've been crying myself to sleep every night."
Wow.
I'm like, bro, calm down. It's not that deep. And I was so power me at that time. I remember thinking to myself, like, bro, she's this depressed now. Like, will I also get this depressed? I was just chilling. I was back on Farmville the next day trying to get my cows.
Oh
Yeah,
my
basically, that was
god.
crazy.
Oh, Facebook was a time, bro. Facebook was a time.
Do you remember Miniclip?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Miniclip was the OG when Club Penguin was on Miniclip, bro.
Bro, Club Penguin was so OG. Like during
It
like
was
summer
amazing.
vacation and stuff, we would all be like, let's hop on Club Penguin. Like and we'd all just
Yeah,
go
facts.
sledding together.
Yeah, you know what we would do? We would send each other the name of the server we're all on. So we would all be on the same server together, and we'd all go play the games
Yeah.
together. We'd go have pizza together at the pizza shop. I don't know if you
And
guys
we
remember
all
that.
lived on the same street, mind you. So we could have gone to the actual pizza shop if we really wanted to.
Exactly. You could have actually gone and gotten pizza.
It was just a thing to do. Did you ever put up, like, I mean, I know the answer to this because which was lame in school, but did you ever change your relationship status on Facebook?
No, because I never
Yeah.
had one.
You only had this high.
Basically. No, the thing was, at the time I wasn't like I said, I wasn't so active on Facebook either
Yeah.
anyway. And like I think this whole situation happened like much before high school. Like we were young, bro. By the time we reached high school, I learned my lesson, bro. So I was like, there was no relationship to change the status and
Yeah,
shit,
yeah,
bro.
fair, fair, fair. What a time.
What about you?
No, I don't think I ever changed it because, bro, what if my parents saw?
Exactly. I think that was another
That was a
concern. Like
real
we were
concern,
worried about
yeah.
like
I thought the funniest
yeah.
people were the ones that would actually go on there and be like, it's complicated. We're in like seventh grade. Like, we are basically just holding hands. Please, my guy. Like, what's
You know what?
complicated?
Now it makes sense that I just kept us away from boys,
Yeah,
bro.
we didn't
Like
deserve
we
that
were just
shit.
wild. Honestly, it made sense now. I think this conversation has come full circle.
That's what I'm saying. I just feel like if we were a co-ed school to begin with, it wouldn't be so dumb. Like, we wouldn't be so dumb and so unnatural in all of this.
Yeah, Fez. Fucking dumb
What a
shit, bro.
time.
Yeah. So, do we have one more question?
We can do one more question.
So I was gonna ask, what do you think like has been like the peakest year? Okay, maybe I give some context. You know how like there's always these memes of like, oh, 2016 was the best year, we're never getting it back type
Mm-hmm.
shit. So I feel like everyone like universally agrees that 2016 was just a peak year. But like, why?
Nah, I have a different answer to this, but that's for myself, like personally.
Okay, go on.
I think it was 2015. Like, I think it was 11th grade. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Firstly, because that was the year that I was in council. That was the most fun I've ever had in a year. Because, firstly, we were all like, our friend group was so fun. I was in council, Peace was in council. So
Hmm.
we had that excuse to bunk any class we wanted. We
Power.
had power. Okay.
Yeah.
We were not in 12th grade, so we didn't have to stress too much about board exams. So we were like, we were having so much fun. We were like doing talents day. I remember farewell, like planning farewell was the most fun because it was just like, ma'am, I need those five girls to come outside in class with me.
Yeah.
I don't know, 11th grade I feel like was the most fun in comparison to 12th grade. Like 12th grade was okay. Yeah.
Mid. 2016
2016
was
was
mid.
mid. What do you think?
No, I agree. Like from high school perspective, I also think 11th grade was more fun just because, okay, to give context, in 11th grade, like all of us came together to the same class. Like that's where our group
Our girl
formed
group, yeah.
because we were all in different classes up until 10th grade, and then we all chose the same, like whatever subjects or whatever, and then we got put into the same class. And somehow or the other, like almost all of us knew each other, and we just like ended up sitting together and just becoming this group, right? We're like six girls. So that was one iconic thing that happened in
Yeah.
11th grade. And then, yeah, like she said, again, we were like a game changer batch because up until that point, all the kids that took science in 11th, 12th weren't allowed to run for student
Oh
council.
yeah.
They weren't even allowed. I mean, even if they ran for it, it was just for the like sake of running. Like they weren't gonna get picked. And somehow we didn't have one, but we had two in our class, which meant that all of us get all the perks that they get. They would just like drag us with them to like plan the events or like skip classes and like organize like whatever the hall and like the auditorium and all that kind of shit.
Bruh, literally, that was some bullshit that I was making you guys do because it was just an excuse for us to bunk. Like, let's be real. Yeah, I loved 11th grade. It was not as stressful as 12th. It was so fun.
I love 12th too, honestly, but you're right. Like, there was still more the pressure of, like, oh fuck, like, board exam, university, like, what are you gonna do in
Yeah,
life?
10th and
Like,
12th
yeah.
grade were a lot like that. I definitely feel like even,
Yeah.
okay, let me tell you one random side story. So, hooligan behavior from ninth grade, right?
Mm.
I remember like the class teacher, yeah. We used to have this thing called hall pass. Do you remember that one year they tried it?
Was it like to go to the washrooms and shit?
Yeah, it was like if you need to go to the washroom or if like you had to go to the teacher's lounge or like if you need to leave class for any reason, you just basically got like a little
Yeah, I
hall
remember.
pass, okay? And it had like the teacher's like name on it. So each teacher got like one or two for some reason. I think I was like class monitor or some bullshit that time. So I remember my class teacher like gave me the hall pass, okay? And I just never returned it. And she also forgot about it. So for like 2 years, I just used the hall pass to bunk any class I wanted, including with anyone else you wanted,
Yeah.
because the hall pass was for like multiple people too. Ah, it was
Oh my days.
amazing.
I'm just surprised that in high school you were being given all these leadership positions, fucking student council, class monitor, when this is the kind of shit you were pulling.
I know, I was just likable.
Fair enough, bro. You played your cards right.
Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, that was just my side story. Oof.
Wow.
Okay.
We had a long, nice
Yeah, I think so
conversation.
too.
Really like walk down high school lane.
Yeah, truly,
Yeah,
truly. Okay, so what do you think? Let's answer the question.
right.
Did you peak in high school?
Honestly, now my final conclusion is no. We spoke about so many things. It really made me realize how much I've changed since high school and what a dumbass I was back then.
I actually fully agree for you. And I think after discussing everything, I think I did.
Exactly. And I genuinely think you peaked in high school, bro. I didn't.
If we're defining it as like multiple peaks, then 100% high school was one of my peaks. It was such a good time.
Love it,
Peaks.
love it. So there we go. I think that's our,
Yeah, such a good
yeah,
time.
that's our final conclusion for this episode. I think we both answered the big question. And now it's your turn to
Yeah.
tell us if you peaked in high school.
She's such an influencer.
You know,
Like,
that's the kind of shit that I would do, and then we don't become influencers because people are like, what the fuck, bro? I had such a
oh,
good time.
learning,
Yeah. Also,
exactly.
I'm starving now. I don't
So
even know
see
if
you
the
guys
mic can hear
next
my
time.
stomach just grrr.
I know. Oh my God, I've been moving the mic away too every time it happens.
Okay, so that means, guys, it's time to end this episode, end this shoot. We're gonna go build some food, but this was hella fun.
Yeah, so fun.
Alright,
Okay, you guys.
see you.
See you next time.